our Toastmaster finds it easy to fall for things about fall. Please help me welcome Toastmaster Amy White for our table talk.
Good morning, fellow Toastmasters.
Good morning.
This morning, we are going to do progressive table topics.
Wow.
And it's all about fall, y'all. I'll give the topic, and I want someone to start it. And then each following topic needs to lead into what the person before said. So it'll be a progressive story all about an amazing Winter Park Toastmaster Fall Extravaganza. So just to reiterate, when you get a topic, it's not your own topic. It has to follow the person before you to create a nice long story.
Okay.
Okay, starting out, pumpkin patch. Toastmaster Robert Vedi.
Pumpkin patch. I feel a lot of pressure on me. I should really start well so that everyone else can have something to build on. When I was a kid, we would get a pumpkin and carve it and put it outside for Halloween. The best carved pumpkin I ever made, I entered a contest with some friends at college, and we carved the pumpkin up and added ears and added things. And it was so compelling. I remember just staring at this pumpkin, just thinking, wow, how did we do this? And of course, it all comes from the pumpkin patch, and I hope that the rest of you who are called on can do something with that.
Hot apple cider. Toastmaster Sean Tucker.
Hot apple cider goes well with pumpkin patches. I'm a Florida boy. I was born and raised in Florida. We don't do apple cider here until all the Yankees moved down. My wife, however, is from Ohio, and she loves apple cider. If we go away on a vacation, especially in the fall, we got to do the apple orchard. We got to do cider at multiple different spots. Cider is a very big deal. As a matter of fact, I think there's a gentleman in the room that does cider for a living, right there. Talk to him afterwards. I love apple cider. I like the smell of fall. I like going to fall. We did a vacation a couple of years ago where we drove up to the great Smoky Mountain National Park in the middle of October just to look at leaves. I swear to you, at 50-something years old, I had never seen the leaves change in my life. I was in awe. It was dangerous to drive the car on the road because I was looking at the trees the whole time. It was stunningly beautiful. I highly recommend going, and try some cider on the way.
Yes.
Hay rides. Toastmaster Marnie McCree.
Good morning, fellow Toastmasters.
Morning.
Morning. So I was on a hay ride going to a pumpkin patch to get pumpkins with my kids. And we brought the pumpkin back to the house. They start carving the pumpkin, making a huge mess, which, by the way, as a mom, I do not understand pumpkins because pumpkins rot. Your kids are like trying to get the pumpkin the way it is. They've got sharp knives. Like, it's not a good tradition that I feel like we have. They rot, it's not good. But this hayride, we're going and we get our pumpkin, and on the way, my friend brought me some apple cider, which was very tart but very yummy. And once we got home, we brought our pumpkin to our neighbors, and our neighbors were like, wow, look at that pumpkin. And our kids proceeded to chop it up and make a mess, and it was a wonderful evening. Thank you.
Pony rides. Toastmaster Kelly Vedi.
What kind of ride?
Guys, we gotta get this moving. We gotta saddle up because we are trying to plan a party here, and so far, Robert Vedi got lost in a pumpkin patch. Sean just getting drunk on Brandon's apple cider, and Marnie went to the ER with her kid who shot off a finger. So even worse, Jordan was supposed to bring buns, but he misheard and all he's bringing is puns now. Together, all right? We're gonna hear some more things to bring to the party. Right now, it feels like it's gonna be a bit of a disaster. So let's listen, let's try to pick up on some nuances and make this party the best pumpkin party it could ever be. Are you with me?
With
Let's do it!
Bobbing for apples, Toastmaster Ashley Pistano.
Morning, Toastmaster. So bobbing for apples is always a fun time at a party. I know Kelly brought that up, so we're gonna bob for apples. If you have never done it, be prepared to be waterboarded. Because you are diving deep, and as much as you try to grab those apples, you cannot grab them unless you like gnaw down really hard real fast. So that's gonna be, and if you win, maybe we'll get cider as one of the amazing prizes for bobbing for those apples. And then you can hop on the hayride, go to the pumpkin patch, grab all your apple cider, and call it one of the best days ever.
Apple pie, Toastmaster Wyatt Wilcox.
Apple pie. Well, this is a very deeply rooted topic for me because, and I'm going to tell you why it's very deeply rooted, because in the elementary school, a while back, many years back, there was a cider mill right outside the elementary school. It was called the Clinton Cider Mill, right? So me and all my friends would go, and we would go to the cider mill and get, of course we got cider, and pumpkin pie, and chili with the crackers, and we would, yeah. Anyways, let's transition to the next topic for the next speaker. Pumpkins. This is a nuance because many people think pumpkins are just the outside of the pumpkin, when in fact the pumpkin is, like all of us, we have very great qualities inside us. The pumpkin is also the pumpkin seeds. Yeah. So.
Fireflies, Toastmaster Philip Pistino.
Fireflies? Fireflies. I don't think we get any in Florida. I don't know what I'm gonna do with that. This party, I don't think this is gonna happen. This pumpkin patch, at least I wasn't given that opportunity. I would have brought probably the smallest pumpkin you would have ever seen. And apple cider, I have not tried that. One thing I know that it was used for, my dad would chug apple cider vinegar for its health benefits. Do with that what you will. And fireflies, I think that's what I was given. We could go further up north. The more north you go, the more southern it gets. And we can run into some fireflies and put them in a jar. And I think that's all I have to say.
Mechanical bowl, Toastmaster Alex Stancio.
Morning, Toastmasters.
Morning.
Mechanical bowl.
Mechanical Bull. Who here has been to one of Linda Miller's parties? Yeah, so the Mechanical Bull is probably the main event there. But I'm going to go with something a little bit against the grain today. We live in Florida, right? So it doesn't really get that cold here. So since it doesn't really get that cold, we don't have the leaves changing, it's always hot outside through the fall. So what we're going to do is, after this amazing party with carving pumpkins and bobbing for apples, the next morning, the pumpkins are already rotted by now, we smash the pumpkins, and we're going to take a little trip down to the Keys. We're going to go down to the Keys, and we're going to use the rotten pieces of pumpkin as bait for fish. So since it's already nighttime, there's fireflies somehow in the Keys. So they're all around us, they're like, lighting up the water and everything. We cast out, and we feel something huge bite the line. So we're reeling it in for maybe 20 minutes. It turns out to be a huge yellowfin tuna. Wow. And in any fisherman story fashion, it's actually a snapper the size of my hand.
Corn mazes, Toastmaster Meredith Meyer.
Ah.
Corn mazes.
I can do that.
Do we do corn mazes in Florida? Because
When I lived, oh good, I'm glad to know that, because I have been in corn mazes in Tennessee, in Virginia, and in Colorado, but growing up in Florida, been to corn fields, went to camp in Zellwood, that corn doesn't exist anymore, or does it?
Yeah.
At any rate, it's going to be a corn maze table topic race that we're going to be doing for our Fall Extravaganza.
Yes.
And the winner gets this nuanced caramel chocolate nut covered apple to when they win. So I don't expect anybody to really try to win. Thank you.
Okay. Kettle corn, Toastmaster Regina Resende.
Not bad.
And then we are in that maze, people drunk, wasted. And then what happens? Who shows up to make us all terrified? The Addams family.
Oh, that's good.
And then the party starts, but everybody's so drunk. Nobody can help, and but the Addams family helps everybody, takes everybody to the hospital, everybody recovered, and we come next Friday, we're here to do table topics again.
Pumpkin spice lattes, Toastmaster Suzanne Huertas.
So far, I think I'm a little confused what type of party we have going on here. I think I'm going to turn it into a road trip. Yes, I love road trips.
Drunk?
This one is going to be on a party bus type of road trip. So in that, for those that don't drink alcohol or apple cider or pumpkin smoothies or whatever, we're going to have the lattes. And so I'm going to put in charge one of you to make it. We have to do it like here. So whoever does the breakfast here is gonna get a break. I think it's about time. And that person is just going to enjoy the party. Everybody else is going to bring something. I think everybody's talking about going around, but nobody's bringing anything. So we need some pumpkins, apples, some cups, paper cups. Let's recycle them. And, what else? I think we need some entertainment, so some singers. I know we have a lot of singers here. I think, I hope. And let's just bring the goodbye to the party.
Chili contest, Toastmaster Sean Tucker.
Already did.
Oh,
I think
sorry.
he's already done that.
Oh, no, sorry.
That's a good one for you, Sean.
It would have been.
Carmelo Gallardo III.
For our guest today, welcome. What would you say to that topic? And a better question would be, do you remember what it was? Autumn, I grew up in New York City, so autumn was always great because the trees changed color. The best thing was the leaves would fall and you have to rake them up. It was a pain in the neck. Nowadays, fall is kind of a mixed bag for me. It's nuanced by the holidays coming. My birthday's in October. However, in 1980, on September 25th, that's when the drummer from Led Zeppelin died, which killed my dreams of seeing them live. John Bonham, John Henry Bonham. And just a few years ago, one of our members, John Nucitelli, died on the same day. So that day, it's a reminder on my calendar to remember those two. John was a great friend of mine, he was a great Toastmaster, and I'd like to take the last few seconds to just remember him. Adam, take the top.
Very good.
Cornbread. Toastmaster Jeff Rufenacht.
Ooh, Jeffy, baby.
Toastmasters and guests, I'd like to take the first few seconds of my table topic and remember Carmelo's table topic. Thank you. I was left holding the spoon at the chili cook-off. Carmelo wasn't there. He was off at a Zeppelin concert. I'm standing there holding the spoon, and what do I see? A big bowl of cornbread. Now this is a big deal to me because I grew up just down the street from Robert Vedi, and the pumpkins that his family would make were legendary. I would go over to Sean Tucker's house and just cry and buy apple cider. Or was it my apple cider vinegar? I don't know. And all of a sudden one day I'm sitting there sipping my apple cider, da-da-da-da. Who shows up on the party bus? They're coming up, and it's a party bus, and right next to the party bus, don't miss this nuance, is Marnie. She's in a hayride, and I went, hey! And she said, obviously. And we headed on up to New York, where we got with Carmelo and had another moment of silence. Man,
Pumpkin pie. Toastmaster Joanne Vasquez.
Pumpkin pie. All right, so we are in this epic party. I think this is a fantastic party. We're going everywhere and drinking all kinds of stuff and being safe because we're going to take a party bus and we're heading to New York. So that, again, that just screams epic. That's like a footloose fall extravaganza where we're dancing, we're drinking apple cider. I mean, not me. Definitely not. But this is a little nuanced because I have to bring pumpkin pie into this, right? So the pumpkin pie might be spiced with something. I might put something in it, I might not. We might go bobbin inside of the pumpkin pie because we're just getting crazy apparently. And although I don't drink apple cider, I will drink apple cider the following day to help me with my throat because apple cider vinegar is good for you.
Bonfire. Toastmaster Barky Perioperafu.
Alrighty. Good morning, everyone. I wasn't paying attention to the nuances of all your table topics so far. Unfortunately, I have a responsibility to the club. So, excuse me for that. But bonfires are really great. You know why?
Smell like
smoke. Why? Because we're all around it. Plus, you also get to enjoy time sharing some stories and life experiences and the moment that you're in at that time. Plus, you get to make s'mores. And that's my favorite
part. Okay, roasting marshmallows. Toastmaster Eugene Rattari.
Did you realize that the words we heard and learned when we were kids, we remember them to life? And today, you've heard the words that are actually very deep inside of your brain. And the confirmation of that is that you've heard this word and you had something to answer. So the word I've heard first, legend goes, it was orange. Color, pumpkin. Pumpkin in Moldavian is bostan. So I remembered that word for life. Although that was my second language, it appears that it actually was my first language. And what was the question?
Roasting marshmallows.
Marshmallows is another story I can talk about later.
Last but not least, ghost stories. Toastmaster Roy Shear.
Yeah, what was the question?
Ghost stories.
Oh, ghost stories. To find nuance between a brilliantly carved pumpkin and one that's almost brilliantly. A lot of people will be having a roasted Toastmasters or a toast or marshmallow when suddenly they're called upon. Another nuance is what Brandon is doing now. Do you know there's a fine time to cut off? Cider will turn into alcohol if not properly handled. And we had a fun party at the old folks' home where I live this week. Built a maze, right, piled pumpkins on top. Most of the people there are under 5'2", so you don't have to make it. Anyway, Gladys got lost in the maze somewhere, and we've been looking for 2 days. We could use your help. The winner is going to get a 50-pound pumpkin, if you can carry it off. Very few people can. Roast a marshmallow and think of Gladys.
Thank you for participating. I love the little nuances, about our fall festival. And vote for 2. Wait, did everyone qualify?
Everyone did qualify.
Very good.
Yay, no ghost stories there. So, vote for